Agenda for global growth must be human-centric, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi. "63 Alpha Independent, PDCK, DNLA and UPLF cadres laid down arms in Assam. Sonowal appeals to ultras to say farewell to arms. 6,500 elected unopposed to Arunachal Pradesh Gaon and Zilla Panchayat polls. Britain battles new, more infectious coronavirus strain. India stops air connectivity with England. Recovery rate further improves in the country. And Meghalaya government sanctions 48 crore rupees for upgrade of the 25-kilometer Bala-Trinku road. A very good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DTK Guwahati. This is Ashutosh Sharma. Now the stories and details. Asserting that societies that are open-minded, democratic and transparent are better suited to innovate, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said discussions on global growth can't happen just between a few. Virtually addressing the 6th Indo-Japan Samvad conference today, the Prime Minister said the agenda must be broader and growth pattern must be human-centric. Modi proposed to create a library linked to traditional Buddhist literature. The research mandate will also examine how Buddha's teachings can teach us to face global challenges. Stating that this is the time to draw on our ancient values, Modi said the Samvad conference revolves around the need to build the future of India.
Shared values of democracy, humanism.
Militants belonging to 4 rebel outfits, United Liberation Front of Assam Independent, People's Democratic Council of Karbi Longri, Dimasa National Liberation Army and United People's Liberation Front today formally laid down their arms in the presence of the Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal at the Srimanta Shankardev Kalakshetra in Guwahati. Addressing the gathering, Sonowal urged the various cadres who have still not surrendered to come forward to join the mainstream. Sonowal also welcomed the cadres who have surfaced from a world of darkness and violence to a normal and healthy life. The Chief Minister added that their decision to lead a positive life will confer peace and harmony to their next of kin. This would also help the nation to progress. The Chief Minister said, adding that under the Swavalamban scheme, cadres can start a new venture that would shape their future life. Of the 4 militant groups, 17 were from Alpha Independent, Commander-in-Chief, and 62 cadres were from the People's Democratic Council of Karbi Longri, 13 from the Dimasa National Liberation Army and 32 from the United People's Liberation Front. Assam Chief Secretary Jishnu Borua, DGP Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta, Special Branch IGP Hiren Nath along with other officials of the Indian Army, SSB and CRPF were also present. Earlier in January, a total of 644 militants belonging to different insurgent outfits had laid down their arms at a ceremony in the Guwahati Medical College and Hospital Auditorium. Senior Alpha Independent leader Drishti Rajkhoa and Mantu Sekia were also present on the occasion, among others. Union Science and Technology Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has stressed that the science must become a public movement in the country through promotion of achievements in various fields by Indian scientists. Addressing the curtain raiser media conference on India International Science Festival 2020 in New Delhi today, the minister said this will provide a platform for the dissemination of information related to science and technology. He said this will also trigger interest in the younger generations towards science. Highlighting the importance of science in tackling various challenges, Dr. Harshvardhan said scientists rose up to the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. He termed the year 2020 as a science year for making beneficial steps for humankind. Appreciating the role of Prime Minister Narendra Modi for supporting the scientists and building an ecosystem for development of the science and technology sector in the country, he said, Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan has played a remarkable role in making India self-reliant in the health sector. The 6th edition of India International Science Festival IISF 2020 will be held from 22nd to 25th of this month, the minister added. In a letter to farmers' unions, Joint Secretary in the Agriculture Ministry Vivek Agarwal urged them for a dialogue to resolve the issue. He said the centre is making all efforts to find an appropriate solution to resolve all the issues raised by the farmers with an open mind. Agarwal said government intends to convene the next meeting at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi for resolving the issue. He also mentioned that the government held meetings with several other farmers' organizations and sought their suggestions on the matter. The sixth round talk between farmers and government was cancelled after farmers' leaders rejected the government's draft proposal to amend certain provisions of the farm laws and declined to participate in the meeting. Meanwhile, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has said the government is doing its best to bring about emerging technologies in agriculture by upgrading the National E-Governance Project for Agriculture.
और सब में जिस तरह से काम किया और अभी प्रधानमंत्री बनने के बाद सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड से लेकर नीम कोटिंग यूरिया से लेकर फसल बीमा योजना से लेकर किसान सम्मान निधि से लेकर एमएसपी में जो कॉस्ट प्लस 50% का ऐतिहासिक फैसला किया, ये सब निर्णय उसमें है और मुझे विश्वास है.
In the local body elections in Arunachal Pradesh, out of the total 8,475 seats for Gram Panchayat and Zilla Parishad in the two-tier Panchayat system, 6,500 seats have already been declared elected unopposed. Now the contest will be held for only 1,843 seats. Polling will be held in 1,702 Gaon Panchayat seats and 141 Zilla Parishad constituencies. Meanwhile, elections to 110 Gaon Panchayat seats will not be held due to single nomination rejection or for lack of a candidate. EVMs will be used for election to the two civic bodies, Itanagar Municipal Corporation and Pasighat Municipal Corporation, even as ballot papers would be used for the Panchayat polls. We now take a short break. We will be back with more news. Stay tuned.
अरे वाह, लेजेंड की बैट, इससे तो मैं खेलूंगा. फ्यूचर बैटिंग लेजेंड है.
इसमें जिसका नाम लिखा है बैट उसी को मिलेगी.
अरे यार,
देखा, अगर इस पे मेरा नाम नहीं लिखा होता तो कितनी दिक्कत हो जाती. इसलिए आरबीआई कहता है बैंक अकाउंट हो या बैंक लॉकर, उसमें नॉमिनी का नाम जरूर दर्ज करें ताकि आपकी जमा पूंजी उसी को मिले जिसे आपने नामित किया है.
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए, सतर्क रहिए.
Welcome back. In Britain, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has imposed tighter coronavirus curbs and largely reversed plans to ease restrictions over Christmas as the country battles a new, more infectious strain of the coronavirus. The number of cases in England has soared in the last 2 weeks because of a variant of the virus that scientists said is up to 70% more transmissible. Considering the prevailing situation in the UK, the government has decided that all flights originating from the UK to India will be suspended till 31st December 2020. The Ministry of Civil Aviation said the suspension will start from tomorrow midnight, 23:59 hours, 22nd December 2020. The country's COVID-19 recovery rate has further improved to 95.53%, as more than 25,000 COVID patients have recovered during the last 24 hours. The Health Ministry stating that the total number of recoveries has gone up to over 96 lakhs 6,000. The actual caseload currently comprises only 3.02% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is around 3 lakh 3,000. India has one of the lowest COVID-19 deaths per million population globally, which stands at 105. Reporting 225 active cases, frontline Arunachal Pradesh has 16,350 discharged cases, even as the tally for the dead is 55. Nearby Assam has 3,520 active cases, followed by 21,872 cured cases. The dead account for 1,017. While Manipur has 1,663 active cases, the discharge number 25,646. The tally for the dead is 337. Meghalaya caseload for active cases is 499, even as the discharge cases topped 12,620. The dead account for 134. Holding the fourth in the initial days of the pandemic, virtually zero cases, Mizoram has a total of 154 cases now, 3,963 cured cases. The dead amount to 7. Dealing with the 496 active cases at this point, Nagaland has logged 11,273 discharged cases, even as the death toll is 73. Reports in 374 active cases, the cured cases caseload stands at 5,075. The dead account for 124. In Tripura, the active cases number 234, cured cases 32,561, while the death toll is 380. In a tweet, Assam Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma said 63 cases were detected out of a total of 10,147 tests with a positivity rate of 0.62%. The minister intimated that the percentage for recovery cases has improved to 97.89%, even as the same for active cases stood at 1.63%. Percentage for the dead account for 0.47%. Health Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan said that after consultation with experts, government has prioritized 30 crore people for COVID vaccine. They include health workers, frontline workers like police, military and sanitation staff. Talking to a news agency, Harsh Vardhan said, vaccines will also be given to persons above 50 years and those who are below 50 years suffering from certain diseases. The minister said, government's first priority has been safety and effectiveness of vaccines and we will not compromise on that. Dr. Harsh Vardhan said he personally felt that in any week of January next year, we can be in a position to give first COVID vaccine shots to people of India. Meghalaya government has sanctioned 48 crore rupees for around 20 to 25 kilometer border road from Balat to Rinku. The road will be a lifeline for 40 border villages. Legislators from Mausinram constituency H.M. Shangpliang said this road is strategically important because it connects Balat to Rinku and Rinku to Shela. The road will be ready for public use. In a tweet, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma said the first direct flight from Shillong to New Delhi was inaugurated by the State Transport Minister S. Dhar in the presence of MLA GB Lingdo and officials. Expressing his gratitude to the Prime Minister, Sangma said this day will be recorded in the annals of history of aviation in the state. Constantly evolving today, India's northeast is standing on the verge of $1 trillion commerce opportunity. For more, viewers can also watch our bulletins and other programs on our YouTube channel DD News Guwahati. Before taking leave, viewers are reminded to maintain physical distancing and frequently wash hands with soap or sanitizer. Remember to wear a mask properly and join the Mask Up India campaign by Doordarshan to defeat the pandemic. Mask Up India. That brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.